Hi everyone, welcome to the Dataholics YouTube channel. And in today's video, we are going to cover Microsoft Excel, right? So I will try to cover Microsoft Excel from absolute basics. It will be very beginner-friendly video, and I will try to cover all the important topics in Microsoft Excel which we use in our day-to-day task, whether we are working as a data analyst or in financial department or in any other kind of department, right? So I will try to cover all the basic concepts, functions, formulae, formatting and everything, right? So this video will be very interactive, and everything which we will study we will not study about theoretical perspective. We will much moreover study about practical perspective. We will try and implement all of those stuff live in this class, right? So I will suggest before beginning, take a laptop, take a diary and pen, like so that you can do hands-on with me, right? You can pause the video, you can practice whatever we are doing in the video along with me. That would really help you to understand Excel in a much better way, right? I always believe that Microsoft Excel is not a tool which we can learn by watching a video or maybe reading something. It's a tool which we learn by doing. Correct. So, according to my understanding, guys, like there are always in every tool. This is called actually Pareto principle. 20% of the 20% of the things matter 80%, make 80% of the impact, and the rest 80% of the things make only 20% impact. So Excel is a very vast tool. I will not be able to cover each and every topic. Even I do not know everything, to be very honest, right? And I do not want you to know all and everything, right? Because we know only those things which we are using every day, like or in very frequently, correct? So I would suggest you to focus only on those things first, which are very much useful into our day-to-day tasks, which are very frequently used, right? So before jumping directly into Excel, let us understand why actually do we need to study Excel, right? There are five major top benefits of Excel. Although it has a very vast application, but just to give you a glimpse of basics understanding Excel is used for these five major tasks. First, data analysis and visualization. Using pivot table, pivot charts, multiple formulae and functions, we can analyze the data, we can get some insights from the data, and we can create charts and graphs using the data. We can create dashboards using the data using Excel. Correct? Second, financial modeling and budgeting. It is used for forecasting, budgeting, financial reporting, to create MIS reports and many more things. Third, data cleaning and manipulation. Obviously, when we work on a real project, trust me on this, real data is always messy. It has lots of inconsistencies and so many errors. So we can do lots and lots of data cleaning and the data manipulation using filter, cleaning, trimming, or splitting the rows, merging many columns, and so many things to get meaningful insight, to convert the data into such a picture or into such a stage which is useful for further analysis or further dashboarding or further tasks, right? So to clean the data. For project management and scheduling, it helps us to track the deadlines, track tasks, progress, and all other things, right? And the last very important application of Excel, Microsoft Excel, is automating the repetitive tasks. Right? Let's say you have some of the tasks which you want to accomplish every day, which you have to perform every week, or maybe twice a week, or maybe twice a month, or monthly. So you can automate those tasks using Visual Basics, right? Macros. So we will see an example of this. All of these things we will cover through examples, through practical notes, right? So these are all the major applications of Excel, and let us quickly get a walkthrough about the curriculum which we are going to cover in this video. So we will start from absolute basic Excel basics. What is the UI UX of the Excel? Like what are all of these above functions, the formula? What are all these present, right? Then we will understand about tabs, ribbons. We will explore the UI UX of Excel to a certain extent. Then we will see about inbuilt options in Excel. Correct. After that, we will gradually move on to conditional formatting, which is very frequently used. Then we will try to study about built-in basic formulas and do some hands-on on those. After that, we will gradually move on to data cleaning, data preparation, handling, in which we will cover duplicate values, how to identify duplicate values, how to remove those, how to remove blank rows, missing values, and all other stuff. Then we will see logical functions in Excel, like if, nested if, multiple ifs, and or not, so many things. Then we will gradually see data validation, all other topics, how do we restrict data, how do we create drop downs. Then we will see about VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index, mat, and then XLOOKUP also. what is the limitation of VLOOKUP, and why do we use XLOOKUP, why is it so popular, all of those other stuff by practical examples. Then gradually we will move on to statistical formula in Excel, date functions, text functions, other types of functions in Excel. Then we will come to pivot table, pivot charts, and slicers in Excel. Right? They have very good application. They are very very much useful for creating dashboards and all other stuff. At the last, we will see charts and graphs in Excel, and then we will create some dashboards, basic dashboards, and we will also try to gain some insights of the dashboard. Right? According to me, building dashboard is useful, but if we are not able to get insights from that, if we are not able to draw some conclusions, if we are not able to make some business data driven decisions in the business, that will not be very much useful, right? So we will also try to see those things. Then at the last, we will quickly revise all of the things which we have studied. After covering macros, we will try to create an end-to-end project. Wherein we will get a data, we will understand the data, we will get enough understanding about the domain, and then we will move on to apply all of these which we have learned and to create a final project, right? So I hope this will help, and I hope you are able to understand that okay, this is like absolute starting from absolute scratch till some advanced level, right? We are going to do really good stuff, correct? So this is the basic UI and UX of Excel, guys. And whenever you open any new Excel file, when you go to new, you see such a window, right? So this is a blank workbook. We also get some inbuilt templates which we can use in Excel if you want to create a report and you do not want to start from absolute scratch from a blank workbook. You can use inbuilt templates also. And below you can see a lot of other options like to open a file, to share some file, to get the info of a file. In info we can use password to protect our workbook and other stuff, as you can see. To save a file, to save as a file, if you want to save the file on some other location, renaming the file, after renaming the file, or some other extension you want to save it. For example, if I click on it and let's say if I go to save this in Excel, I can change the name of the file here, I can change the extension of the file here, right? So we can do lots of stuff. And while we are talking about extensions, there is a quick question, right? Guys, we can save Excel workbook in .xlsx format, Excel workbook, and we can also save Excel in CSV format, comma delimited CSV format. What is the difference? Pause this video, think about it. Okay, so let me tell you. When we talk about comma delimited values, there are two major differences than XLSX format. First, CSV format has only one sheet. Only one sheet. It cannot contain multiple sheets. Second thing, CSV format, CSV saved data will be stored in a comma delimited pattern. Like for example, you have three columns. Let's say name, roll number, class. So all of these three columns will be separated, will be stored by comma separation when you try to open it into a notepad or any other Word document, right? So this is the major difference, major use case of CSV format. In XLSX format, we can store multiple sheets. We can work on multiple sheets in a workbook, in Excel workbook, right? So this option is about save as format. Then we can, I think, print, export, close accounts. You can see about your Excel version and all, official information about what version of Excel are you using, which everything related to that, right? So coming to home, we can see three options below: recent, pinned, and shared with me. In the recent option, whatever files you have used, whatever files you have recently interacted with will be available here. Then we can see pinned option if you are using some frequently used files which you use every day, maybe every week. So you can pin those so that you do not forget the location and you can easily access it. Shared with me, the file which are shared with you via someone, it will be present here, right? I hope that's sufficient about this tab at least, right? So you can create a new file. Let's say I create a new workbook. It will be absolutely blank workbook like this, correct? I hope till now we are together. You are able to understand what I'm trying to say or what I'm trying to tell you. After that, guys, we have the second tab. So okay, so the first line, if you can see this auto save, this save button, this undo, redo, this title. So all of this is called title bar, in which we have the title of the file. This is the name of the file, dot extension of the file, search option, this undo option, redo option to save the file, on all of those other stuff. So this is called title bar. From here, you can minimize the file. You can make it shorter, make it bigger, and close the file. Second option is about tab. So this file, home, insert, draw, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, developer, and help. You might not be able to see developer in your version as of now. I'll tell you how do we get it here. So this is called tabs, different tabs in Excel. correct? So if we will explore each of the tabs right now in the video. So let's explore it from first tab, home. Right, just below these tabs, whatever we are seeing right here, this is all called ribbons. The whole line is called ribbons, correct? And inside a ribbon, we have multiple groups. Like for you, if you can see, this is first group, clipboard. Second group, font. Third group, alignment. Fourth group, number. Fifth group, style. Focus on the cursor. Excel, cells, editing and add-ins, right? So as you already know, clipboard, whenever we do any kind of cut, copy, paste stuff, we can use clipboard. Then this is format painter. Okay, let me tell you. Let's say it is Akshat, right? This is my name, and I write something else, Excel, correct? And I did a formatting on Akshat. Let's say I make it bold. I make the size a little bit larger. Then let's say I highlight it with yellow. Multiple things you can do, correct? And you want to apply the same formatting on this Excel also, correct? So either you can do it manually, repeating all those three steps again, but the shortcut will be click on Akshat, the cell, and go to format painter, and it will bring out that format. Whatever format is there in the cell, it will copy that, and when you click on this Excel, it will be pasted right here. So now this, both of these are having the similar same format. You can do this across sheets, you can do this across columns, and you can use similar formatting in any other space, correct? So that is one of the example of format painter. I hope that's okay. And apart from that, second option, second group is font. Okay, so I'm not investing much of the time here because these are very easy things, right? But still, I'm not assuming that you know anything. I'm assuming that you know nothing. That is why I'm trying to touch base each and every topic according to their importance. I'm investing the time, correct? Then calibrate the font style, then bold, italic, underline. If you want to make something bold, italic, highlight it with underline. Then you can make the size larger or smaller, like from these options. Then you can highlight the cell. Then you can change the color of the font. For example, let's say this is currently in black. I want to change the font. I can go to this drop down and I can make it blue. See the the font color changed, correct? So that is the thing, right? After that, we can you can see this option, right? So this is all borders, right? So we can create borders also. We can let's say I selected all of these cells. I have some data in these cells, correct? And I want to make a border. So let's say top border. So at the top it will be having the border, all border, no border, thick border outside. So let's say if I choose all border, so you will see the difference, right? See, previously it was like this, now it is like this. So all of these cells have borders among them. So that is the purpose of this. So it is just used to highlight something or to present something in a more appealing way. So that is all about this. Then the third group is about alignment. Alignment means left alignment, right alignment, center alignment. Okay, just take a very good observation here. If I write Akshat and if I write 89, okay, what do you observe right here? See, Akshat, whatever text we have written is left aligned by default, and whatever number I have written is right aligned by default. Correct? So this is a good observation. Why I'm telling you this, guys? Okay, Excel is a very advanced tool nowadays. It has lots of functions and functionalities. Trust me. If we have really good observation skills now, like okay, I have clicked on this, I did this, and this happened. So we must have a very keen observation. So this is one of those kind which I wanted to take you through with an example, so that you have a good understanding to observe things. Correct? So see, this text is left aligned, the number is right aligned by default. If you want to center align both of them, I can just select all of them and get center align, left align, right align. So all of these things, right? Then we have this two options, right? For alignment, upper, middle, lower, all of these stuff. If you want to get some angular alignment, let's say like this, vertical text, correct? Rotate the text down. So you can do all of those other stuff right here, correct? Like this, correct? I hope that is okay till here. Then very important thing is about wrap text and merge and center. So for example, guys, I have this file, Excel tutorial, correct? And you can very clearly see that it is not adjusting in one cell, which is the default size. So either we can increase the column size, we can double click on it, so it will be good. But if let's say I have the data in the whole sheet from here to till here, and if I want to give it like a heading, so what I can do, I can just select all of these cells till where I want to give the heading. Let's say I want to give the heading from cell A to cell G, column A to column G. I can select the cell. I can click on merge and center. You can have more options, merge and center. and you can merge across, merge cells, unmerge cells. Let's say I have merged it. If I click on unmerge, it will be unmerged. Correct? Let's say merge it again. So you see the difference. Now this whole is one cell only. All of these cells merged into a single cell, and whatever we have written in that cell is center aligned by default, right? Now we can do some more formatting. Let's say make it bold, make it the size a little bit larger, and whatever stuff do you want to do. So this is the use case of merge and center. Similarly, let's say I am writing a sentence like Akshat is a data analyst, correct? So again, this is not adjusting in one cell. What I can do is I can use wrap text. Either I can increase the column width, that will be one option. Double click on it, it will be adjusted according to the text automatically. But I can also make the rows, bigger. We can drag the rows also, so that rows become larger, column remains the same. But a better alternative will be, let's say, keep it as a better alternative will be wrap text. See, right? So yeah, one of the most important benefit, and why Excel is so popular among everybody in different departments in different companies, because Excel gives you very good insights. Like for example, I am hovering over wrap text. You see, I am already getting the definition. What does it do? Wrap text. Wrap extra long text into multiple lines. You hover on merge and center. It will again give you the definition. What does it do? You click on you hover on anything, right? You will get a very good definition by in a very easy lingo, so that you can understand. Anybody, even a new beginner, even when I started using Excel as a beginner, this feature of Excel was very much helpful, right? So if I click on wrap text, see, now it is okay, I have to give them the size as well. Let's say I did not do this, I did this, click on this cell, and it is not working. Let me see why quickly. Okay, let me just write it again here. Akshat is the data analyst. Actually, we are doing multiple things together, so probably there is some issue. If I do wrapper, right? Did you see the difference? See, it is without wrapping, and when I click on wrap text, it is with wrapping, right? So you can just increase the size a little bit, and it is now better visible. So that is the purpose of wrap text and merge and center. I hope that's okay. Then we are going to numbers tab. Okay, so let's say I write something like this. Let's say 0.25 and 89, correct? So these are the two different numbers. If I want to convert this then into percentage, what can I do? I can click on, I can, let's say, select both of them. If you want to make the whole column as percentage, you can select the whole column. If you want particular cells, so you can just select those cells to convert it to percentage, right? And you see, we have an inbuilt functionality of percentage sign here. We can format the data as a percent. Okay, let me click on this and do it here. Now pause the video for a while. Tell me one thing by your observation, by your domain understanding. We are going to understand a very important perspective here. Please do not dare to distract yourself. The thing is, when I clicked on percentage, 0.25 converted into 25% and 89 converted into 8900%. Tell me one thing, can any percentage value exceed 100? Can any percentage value exceed 100 like this 8900? Yes or no? If yes, put your logic in the comment section. Tell me whether any percentage exceed 100 or not. Whether your answer is yes or no, put down into comment with your reason, with your logic, right? Okay. After taking a while, I'll tell you, is it possible or not? Yes, it is possible. Why? So see, it depends upon the domain, it depends upon the context you are working on. Let's say you are working on student marks. So obviously I understand nobody's marks can exceed 100. People can score from 0 to 99, 90.99.9, even 100%. But nobody can score 102% out of 100. No. The context. But if you are working on a company's growth, profit, revenue, share market, share price, so over the periods, it can exceed like 100%. It can grow to 200%, 500%, 2900%, even thousands of percentage. Correct? So again, it depends upon your domain understanding. So the conclusion of this topic, which I took here is, do not directly jump into the conclusion that this is right, this is wrong. No. Always focus on the context. Here comes your domain understanding. Correct? And that was my first point. Like I always say to everybody, that whenever you get any project, whenever you get any data set to do some analysis, to do some reporting, or to do any task, before directly jumping into the task, first First, focus on your data understanding. What is the data which you are presented? What columns are they recording? What values are they recording? What is the meaning of each column? What is the context of every column? What is the context of the project? And like these information will definitely help you to generate a good common sense while doing the project. Correct? So if you do not have understanding about the context, 89-100% looks wrong. But when it is about contextual knowledge, it is right. Depends upon the context, depends upon the domain you are working with. Right? So I hope that makes sense. After that, if you want to see the data with some precision, let's say up to 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places, 5 decimal places, so we can use this inbuilt options. Let's say increase decimal, and when you click hover over this, decrease decimal. So let's say right now, if I want to increase some decimal places, see, when I click once, 1 decimal point is increased, 8900.0, 2, 3, so on and so forth. If you want to decrease it, you can decrease it like this. Correct? So this is to increase or decrease the decimal points, and this column, this drop down suggests you the data type of the value which you are storing. Example, let's say I am storing a date, right? Let's say that today is 26 dash slash 03 slash 2025. Okay, that's great. It is stored like this. So see, when I come to this column, it is already identifying it as date. When I come to this column, it is percentage, right? When I come to this row, sorry, cell, please do not worry about my lingo, but I hope you understand that this is a cell, correct? So this is general and this is general, right? So this is date. But if I want to see it like this way, it's okay, absolutely fine. But if I want to do some changes, let's say long date. So you can see the example 26 MARCH March 2025. I can convert the data type. How do I want to see that, right? And again, one of the most important, again, the benefit of Excel is that we get some inbuilt options, then we get some custom formatting, like even if you want to format it according to your purpose. Let's say you want to see it like 14/03/2012, 14 March 2012, or basically you want to see a dot in between, or basically you want to see year first, then month, and then date. So you can customize it according to your own requirement, right? So right now I'm not going to do that, but yeah, you should know this. Customization is always very helpful whenever you use any inbuilt functionality in Excel. I hope we are clear till here. And yeah, okay. Just one important thing more is that, let's say I wrote 500, let's say, correct. And when if I want to see it in currency, I can just directly go to this and click on currency. So it's rupees by default. You can convert it into dollars, any other currency as well. By default, it is in rupees. Correct. So that is all about numbers format. I hope you are able to explore the ribbon. Then comes a very important topic, that is conditional formatting, right? For this, I will probably take a data set so that we can save lots of time right here. Okay. So the data set which I am going to take is this Excel class practice dataset. Okay, I'll share this dataset into the description section. You can download it from there as well. Correct. So again, before studying conditional formatting, let me give you a glimpse about the data. Correct. So this is employee ID, the unique ID of every employee, the name of the employees. If you're not able to see this, okay. Right, employee ID, name of the employee. Then this is a blank column, age of the employee, gender of the employee, other, male, female, department, base salary, bonus, total compensation. So this is a column which we need to create actually. This is for some other purpose, but base salary and bonus were given. Correct. Then we have performance score, projects completed, region of the employee, the sales amount, the sales target given to the employee, joining date of the employee. Then okay, last promotion date, and all of these. So these are the three columns which we will create after this. But yeah, this was the data which was given to us. I hope you are able to understand the data at least. Correct. Now let's say there is a question. Okay, before jumping into the conditional formatting, let me tell you quickly one thing. That in Excel there are roughly 16,000 columns. If you click on the first cell A1, Control Shift Right, Control Shift Right again and again, you will be able to scroll to the last column. You can do it like this also. Or directly, what you can do, if you do not want to select, you can click on any cell and you can click Control Right Arrow. You see XFD. This is the last column which we have, right? So if you see there will be 16,000 some columns, right? You can get the exact number from internet, but this was important to tell you. And if you talk about the rows, there are roughly 10,48,000 rows. Correct. How do we do that? Click on any cell, control down arrow. Okay, since this is a blank, it is jumping one by one. But yeah, see 10,48,576. If you can see this 10,48,576. So these are the number of rows in Excel. Correct. I hope you are able to understand this. So yeah, now coming back to the topic, conditional formatting. Okay, so let's say my manager told me that, okay, Akshay, get me highlight all those employees whose base salary is above, let's say 1 lakh, just for an example. So what I will do is I will just select this column. I will select this column. I will go to conditional formatting. Okay. If you hover over it, just read the definition. Easily spot trends and patterns in your data using bars, colors, and icons to visually highlight important values. Correct? So in other words, I can say that if you want to format your data, if you want to highlight your data based on some conditions, then we can use conditional formatting. Example, see, base salary, okay, right? Base salary, I want to highlight this, let's say conditional formatting, highlight cell rules. And if I go to greater than, maybe you can see less than 1 lakh, greater than 1 lakh, between 90,000 to 1 lakh 10,000, whatever amount you want, equal to something, or text that contains a date occurring between, and duplicate values. Let's say currently I want to highlight greater than, okay, greater than. Then what value? So randomly it is taking, I think, the mean of the column. But for example, if I want to highlight, let's say 1 lakh, correct? And which color do you want to highlight it with? Light red color, yellow fill, green fill, whatever. If you want to custom it, you can also customize it. But to save time, let's say I want to highlight it in green color. Okay, green color. Okay, and you can see all of those values which are greater than 1 lakh are highlighted in green color. You can see that very clearly. Correct? So that is how we highlight. Okay. So now why is this useful? Why do we use it? Let's say currently you have only 100 rows. This is a sample data set so that we can visualize things also. We can understand what we are doing. But in the real world, you might have lakhs of rows. Now, if you want to highlight some important things according to your use case, you can use conditional formatting. Correct? Let's say if I select this department, or maybe if I want to do the formatting in the whole table, I can click on Control A once again, because there were some blank rows. Okay, conditional formatting, highlight cell rule, and I go to text that contains. Let's say I want to highlight those texts which contain FIN in them. Let's say FIN. You can check for any other thing as well. See, in the background, if you can see, finance is highlighted already. So in the whole table, in any column, if FIN exists, it will be highlighted. Example, okay, let's say I want to highlight it with light red fill. Okay, you see the finance is highlighted. In nobody's name is like this. Okay, but let me, if I do like this, let's say Fin guy for random. Like so, but see, now previously there was no FIN in this column, in this cell, but now there is FIN. So text that contains FIN is highlighted across the whole table. So we saw to do conditional formatting in one column or in the whole table. So right, it depends upon your use case. I will not hamper his name, but yeah, that was to just showcase you. Now similarly, you can highlight duplicate values as well. For example, if I want to highlight duplicate values, okay. Before highlighting duplicate values, if I want to clear the rule, let's say department column is highlighted. Okay, I want to clear the rule. So I can again just go to conditional formatting, clear rules. And now clear rules from selected cell or entire sheet. So if I want to clear all the formatting rules across the sheet, I will choose the second option. If I choose this, the department column and the base salary column, both formatting will be removed. But if I choose the selected cell, only department column formatting will be removed, like this. Correct? Now, if I want to, let's say, highlight the duplicate value, so obviously you can very clearly see that finance, multiple people cannot stay in department. That's possible. So lots of people have finance, marketing, IT department, so there are lots of duplicate values in this column. If I want to highlight them, select the column, conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, duplicate values. This is a very important thing, guys. To handle the duplicate values or to remove the duplicate values, the first step is to identify the duplicate values, whether they exist or not. So duplicate values, okay, duplicate values, duplicate light fill red, okay. See, all of these values are highlighted because all of them are duplicated. There are multiple marketing, there are multiple HR and all. Okay, let's say if I write something, let's say Akshat, in the same column, it will not be highlighted. If I write Excel, it will not be highlighted because these values do not exist in the column. If I write Excel again, see, it is highlighted now. When Excel is not repeated, it is not highlighted. When I repeat it, it is highlighted. Akshat is still not highlighted because it is not repeated across the column. So that is how do you identify duplicate values. Correct? Now a quick brain exercise. Very quick. Guys, let's say we are working on an e-commerce data. Okay. And let's say we have three columns like order ID. When you go to Amazon or Flipkart, you place an order. There is a unique order ID which is created. Then the customer ID, by which they recognize that okay, which customer placed what order. Then the product ID, let's say like what products are ordered in that order. Then or let's say the price of the product, the price of the order price, then the date of order, and so many things, right? Let's say there are multiple columns. According to your domain understanding, tell me one thing: can order ID be duplicated? Or can customer ID have duplicate values? Can product ID have duplicate values? Why I am asking this? Why I am doing this brain exercise? Because see, if we have a data set now, there are lots of columns in which duplicate values are allowed, but there are lots of other columns in which duplicate values are not allowed. Example, department column, in the department column, multiple people can be in the same department. So according to my domain understanding, duplicates are allowed. But do you think employee ID allows duplicate? No. No two employees can have the same employee ID. No two students can have the same student ID. But multiple students can be of the same department. Technical department, business department, MBA, BBA, whatever. Multiple students can have the same name. In this column, duplicates are allowed. Gender in this column, duplicates are allowed. Age column, duplicates are allowed. But in the employee ID column, duplicates are not allowed. Just give you after this, come here and see. Let's say order ID is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are these three orders, 3, 4 orders. Customer ID is let's say A1, then again A1, then here it is A2, then A3, then A4. Correct? And then let's say they are ordered phone, product IDs, let's say any ID of phone, let's say A1, then AB1, then AA1, then AB1, AC1. Correct? These are the product ID and other columns. What do you think? In order ID column, can any duplicate values are allowed? The answer is yes and no, depending upon the granularity of the data. Here we have order level data. Understand this thing very carefully. We have order level data. So if you place an order on Amazon and you place another order just after a few minutes or few seconds, those are two different orders. They are not the same order. Those are two different orders. So in any case, the order IDs must be different to uniquely identify those orders. So no two order ID can be duplicated in that scenario. But so when we have order level data, understand this thing, order level data, no two orders can have same same order ID. But when we have product level data, order IDs can be duplicated. For example, in order ID 1, there were two products, AA1 and AB1. Customer ID must be same because if I am talking about the same order, customer IDs cannot be different because one order is placed by one user only. Na? So it should be A1 ideally right here. And let's say this is the case, correct? In again this is another order by the same user. That is again possible. So when the data is stored on the order level, no duplicates are allowed. But when the data is stored on product level, we have product level information. So multiple products can be in the same order. So order IDs can be duplicated in that case. So again, that is why I told you in the beginning, understand the data, understand the domain. These are the two very important things, right? If that makes sense, put down into the comment. If you're not able to understand this topic, let us discuss in the comment section. Put down your doubts, like what did you not understand? Like, and if so far you are liking the video, liking the tutorial that we are starting from absolute basics, just go and like the video, subscribe to the channel. More than 90% of the viewers did not subscribe the channel till now. So please consider subscribing our channel so that it can reach to more and more people who are using Microsoft Excel on a daily basis, right? So yeah, that was pretty much about highlight cell rules in conditional formatting. Similarly, if you want to highlight some top bottom rules, like let's say top 5 students according to the marks, top 10 bottom 10 products which are sold, top 5 products which are selling, data bars. Now understand this thing. Okay, Let's say if I clear the root from this column first, clear the rule from, let's say, entire sheet now this time. Okay, so the entire sheet the formatting is removed. Now, if I show you the purpose of data bars, right? So what it will do? It will create a larger bar for the larger values, smaller bar for the smaller values. Let's say I choose this color. Now see, 1,19,000 is a large bar, but as soon as the values are decreasing, let's say see 1,06,000, the bars are smaller. When you go down, when the values are a little bit more small, it's again 95,000, 94,000. Bars are becoming smaller with the gradual value. See the difference. If I write, let's say 10. See, no, okay, now this is not, let me take format and post it here. No, it is not done. Okay, let's say if I write 10, then 100, then 1000. Okay, now see the very clear difference. If I select this whole column and do the conditional formatting again, data bars, and now this. Now this is not highlighted just because of some maybe data type difference or something. But if I show you right here, only for these three columns, data bars, see, 10 has the smallest bar, 100 has the bigger bar, and 1000 has the biggest bar. Correct? Now, in the same thing, if you want to highlight it using color scales, right? Let me first remove this clear rules from the selected cells. And in the same, if I highlight the cell using color scale. So color scale will provide you gradient. Larger values will have darker colors or maybe smaller, lighter color, and gradually the colors will keep on diminishing. You know, the colors will be lighter, 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 and so on, so forth, according to the values. Let us see by example, color scales. And let's say if I do this color. Okay, so see, the largest value is dark red color, smallest value is of blue color, right? So this is about a color bar. Okay, let me show you in the whole column now. Removing the cell, removing the selected cells, conditional formatting, color scales, and this. Now see, the larger values are of green color, dark green color. As the values decrease, you can see the green color is decreasing. They are becoming lighter, lighter, lighter. Some now, more values are decreasing. It is yellowish, then orangish, and so on and so forth. You see the color difference. And the bottom, like the values which are very less, they are highlighted in red. Obviously, you can customize the color if you want to see the larger value in red color, smaller value in green color. You can do that. But yeah, this is the purpose of color scales. Then you can also use icons, whether the values are increasing, decreasing, different icons you can use according to the purpose. Correct? So I hope you are able to understand the conditional formatting very well. So this is one of the most frequently, functionality in the Home tab. That is why I have covered it in detail. Then you can format some data as a table, cell style, insert some rows and columns, insert sheets, delete some rows and columns, delete the sheets, rows, columns, cells, format them, then auto-sum. Okay, so all of these stuff. But again, the most after conditional formatting, sorting and filtering are very frequently used. So let me tell you about that. Let's say right now I want to sort the data according to the bonus column. Okay, sort and filter. Let's say I want to sort it in largest to smallest. When I click on that, I get this dialog box. And what this dialog box says is whether do you want to sort the data according to the current selection or expand the selection. Now pause the video, think about it yourself. What option should we choose? And put down your observation in the comment section. Let me tell you also, if you're not able to find it out. I have selected the bonus column. What do you think? I should sort the column according to the bonus column, or I should expand the selection. If I choose the second option, continue with the current selection, so it will only sort the bonus column. Other values, other columns will remain as it is, but then it will be a problem. Why? Example, let me tell you. Let's say 9452, this is a smaller value, it comes above, 15,000 comes below. But actually 9452 was the bonus of this guy, Amanda Curtis. 15,000 was the bonus of Andrew Brown. But if I choose the current selection option, bonus will be sorted, but the names will not be, corresponding names will not be switched. So you will give different bonus to Andrew Brown as less bonus to Andrew Brown than expected. So that will be, misguidance, or maybe you can say that will be a problem. Correct? I hope you are able to understand this. Let's say you are going to credit the salary into the other employee's account, and you sorted the data according to the salary, but did not select the expand the selection option. So the least salary will come on the top. Andrew Brown, who should earn, who should get 1,19,000 in his account, he will get the least salary. Correct? So this is not the correct option for this at least a case. We should not go with continue with the current selection. We should go with expand the selection. Now think, observe it very carefully. Currently, 15,000 bonus is on the top and Andrew Brown is on the top. Expand the selection. See the person with the highest bonus, 19,000, comes on the top and the name is Andrew Brown. Is that okay? Is that correct? Let me just quickly verify it. Okay. No, the data, other data is not sorted. Oh, just because of this. Okay, that's a very good observation again. Because we have a blank column right here. Correct. So only this much data was sorted. See, control by. See, age, gender, all of the things are switched, shuffled according to the sorting. But just because of this blank column, only this much table was considered. These two columns were left behind. That is again a problem. That is why we need to clean the data. I should remove this column first. Delete. Right? In fact, I should also remove these blank rows before doing sorting. That was a very good use case. Okay, that's a very practical example. We see these kind of anomalies or errors in real world also. Right? So let me quickly remove this column in front of you. And we also have some blank rows, absolutely blank rows. We have shortcut for this also, but let me, I think there is only one blank row right here. Let me quickly remove that manually. Right click on the row, delete. And let me also delete these sample values. Right? Yeah. So control S, saving this file. Right now, let us do that. Okay, I'll select this bonus column, go to sort and filter. Let's say now this time I want to sort the smallest to largest. Okay, expand the selection, sort. Now see, the least bonus 5417 with Nicole Cook comes on the top and followed by a larger bonus and so on and so forth. Correct? So I hope you are able to understand the purpose of sorting and filtering. Expand the selection, continue with the current selection. Correct? That is how we use it. Similarly, you can also sort the data according to the name. Let's say sort and filter, sort A to Z, Z to A, let's say A to Z. Expand the selection, yes, because I want to sort the data name as name, but along with that, the whole row should be sorted. So like this, correct? So that is how do we do sorting. But in the sorting option, we have another option of custom sort. Now, when do we use that? See, when I hover over it, it is very clearly telling us choose more options such as sorting by multiple columns or rows and case sensitive sorts. Basically, currently we saw that if I want to sort the data by bonus column, okay, we choose the first option, second option. But if I want to sort the data by using multiple columns, then we go on custom sort. Let me give you a practical use case. Let's say multiple students in the same class have same number. Let me take an example right here. Let's say multiple students have the name called Akshat, then Ankit, then Max, right? Then let's say John. So let's say like this, right? So let's say Akshat's marks is 89. Akshat is a very talented guy, 56, topper of the class, right? Like this. If I want to sort the data according to the column name, let's say this is the name column and this is the marks column, right? And let's say this is the age column as well, like Akshat is 26, and no, let's say not 26, maybe they two are different students, 25, 25, 45, 80, let's say 36, like that, okay? Now, if I want to sort this data, correct, first on the basis of name, so these two will be just below one another. But now after name, which column do you want to prioritize, whether age or marks? So let's say, do you want to see it like that? Akshat, Akshat. And after that, if you want to prioritize marks, let's say that Akshat, who has less marks, should come on the top. So 78 here and 89 here. Or corresponding to 78, the age is 25 and 26. But if you want to prioritize age, let's say that person who is older should come on the top. So 26 should be here, 25 should be here, and this marks should be 78 and 89. So when we do sorting on the basis of multiple columns, we go for the option of custom sorting, right? So let's say if I sort the data by, again, just quickly revising it, if I sort the data according to the name column, the persons with the same name will come all together. But after name, which column do you want to prioritize for sorting, either in ascending or descending order? Let us see practically. Let's say I go to sort and filter, custom sort. Sort by, the first column is sort by. Let's say I want to sort the data by name, age, gender, whatever you want. Correct? So let's say for example now name, sort on cell color, font color, cell values. Let's say cell values as of now because I want to sort the data based on the value in the cell. And in what order? A to Z ascending order or Z to A descending order, or you can also customize it. Correct? So let's say okay, add level. You can see this option add level. So read it very carefully. Sort by name based on cell values in ascending order. Then by, so let's say multiple students, multiple employees have the same name. Then which column do you want to prioritize for sorting? Let's say then I want to prioritize age maybe. Okay, then cell values again, smallest to largest or largest to smallest. So if two people have the same name, the one who is older should come above. Correct? Then again I can add one more column or maybe multiple columns. Then by let's say let's say if two person are having the same name and the same age, then I want to prioritize, let's say bonus column, smallest to largest. Okay. So now this data is sorted in that manner. Let's see. Alex, M, and MNOP. Okay, write this like this. And if two of having the same name. Okay, as far as I understand, this, no two columns have the same name, but I hope you understood the use case of custom sort. Correct? Then we have another option of filter. What does filter means? Let's see. When I just click on the filter, you see in this column, just carefully observe, filter icon will be there. Filter, right? Now like this. So if you want to filter some of those, let's say if you want to filter the people above let's say sort smallest to largest, largest to smallest based on their age, you can do that. Sort by color also if you have done some conditional formatting, and then you want to sort the data based on the colors, you can do that. Now let's say I want to only to see the people above let's say greater than 20, let's say 50. Okay, if age is greater than 50. So see, only those people are coming whose age is greater than 50. So basically filter is applied. Out of the whole data, I have filtered my useful data. Correct? So that is how you can do the filtering. And okay, if you want to remove the filter, just go to the top row and Control Shift L. All the filters will be removed. Again, Control Shift L. This is the shortcut. Gender. Let's say if I want to see only female and male, I do not want to see the other columns, other gender. Okay. So let's say like this. Now we have only male and female data here. So that is how do we filter the data in Excel. It comes under the Home tab, Editing group. Correct? So that is how we are completing the Home tab. I hope everything is clear till now. If you are able to understand it and if you are enjoying this Excel tutorial, my style of teaching, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, share it with your friends so that this video reaches to maximum people who might need to learn Excel from absolute basics till intermediate and advanced level. Correct? So that's how till now. And who is following with me, put down in the comment section that I'm following, I'm able to understand each and everything till here. Or if anybody has any doubts, again, put down in the comments. Let's have a very fruitful, healthy discussion right there. I have to remove the filter. I will again go to the first row, sort and filter, click on clear. All the filters will be removed. Correct? So that is how we are reaching till Home tab. Then again insert tab. Again in insert tab there are lots of options. Again we will try to cover only those which are very much important, which are very frequently used. Right? So first is pivot table. We have a dedicated class for this pivot table, so I'm not going to touch it right now. But yeah, we can insert pivot table. We can insert another table, pictures. Let's say different shapes like this, arrow, or like boxes, whatever you want. We can insert different types of charts and graphs right here, right in this option. If you hover over any option, this is a bar chart, this is a tree map, this is a column chart, statistical chart, then pie chart, then this is the line chart, then this is the scatter plot. So you know these multiple charts and graphs we can insert right here. We will see while we cover charts and graphs in Excel. Then we have slicers. We will see this in pivot table chapter. Timeline link, right? If you want to add a hyperlink to any variable. So for example, let's say if I did some research, right? So click to see the paper, right? And let's say the link to the paper is let's say anything, this medium blog. Basically, this is a blog written by me on 8-week SQL challenge, SQL solutions. You can find more videos of SQL. So let's say this is the link to the any whatever hyperlink you want to add, right? So where is that? Excel class practice. Yeah, click to see the paper. Right click. I will go to the link section. I will come on here and I will paste the address here, whatever the link I have copied. Okay. And see now it is highlighted in blue color. And whenever I put the arrow, generally it is plus icon. But when I come onto the link, it is like a hand icon, right? Control click. It will take you to that link directly. Whether you want to use Google Chrome, yes. So now this link will be open. So similarly, you can add any other hyperlink right here in the class, in any of the sheets, header, footer, or text box. Let's say I want to add text box like this, and if I want to add a heading to it, correct, like this. So this is a text box. I can make it bold. I can increase the size for some heading for some purpose if you want to insert this. So this is all about insert tab, right? Then if you want to add any mathematical equation like this, so you can do that. Choose this option. So according to the use case, we will explore these options. Draw option is not very much used, but yeah, if you want to do some like manual highlighting like this, right? You can choose the pen, write something like this, whatever you want to do. Page layout is a kind of print preview option. Like let's say if you want to print some Excel sheet, what margin do you want to give from left, right, top, bottom, sorry, right, left, top, bottom, and so on and so forth. If you want to change the layout of the page, right, formatting of the page, then we have different formulae. This is a very handy operation, a very handy tab, right? So recently used formula, financial formulae, logical formulae like if error, false, and if any ifs, multiple ifs, right? So these are all present here. So even if you forget the formula, you can easily access it from here. Text functions, date functions, lookup, math, trigonometry functions, more functions. So you can see, right? Explore different options when you have time in the formula tab. We will use only what is what is very frequently used or basics. Then in the data tab, let us spend some time in the data tab. This is very much important, right? So if you want to get data from some other sources, let's say you are working on a project and you have the data stored in Microsoft Azure or SQL database, any other files, right? You can import the data from different data sources using this option, correct? From Azure, from database. To import the data from different databases, you must have some information about the source also. Let's say I want to import the data from SQL Server. So I must have the server name, I must have the database name, I might now also need the table name from which I want to import the data. See, it is asking for the server name. You can also enter a port number, database name, and advanced options if you see. And then optional okay, if you want to write some SQL queries to fetch some desired data from the database, you can do that right here and okay. So this is how do you from web, if you want to import the data from a website, from text files, CSV file, all of these options are present, correct? Then again, see, sorting and filtering option is present here also. It is very similar to home tab, nothing different, just same option present in different locations, nothing big, correct? Then splitting the column, we will do this hands on. So if I hover over to text to columns, so what is saying, split a column, single column of text into multiple columns, means okay, draw option, right? So if I go to the data tab again, let's say if I have written Akshat Agrawal, correct, and if I by some use case if I want to make it like this, first name separate and the last name separate, so I can split this column into two different columns, correct? So this option is very much useful many times. For example, 170, I am writing any address 172 comma let's say what should I say, Raghav Vihar, right? Let's say then the city is Noida. Then let's say the state is Uttar Pradesh. Like let's say the pin is something. I do not know the correct pin, but let's say this is the pin, right? So now if I want to, okay, this will be separated by a comma. Correct. If I want to fetch the locality from here, or if I want to fetch the pin code from here, I can easily do that by using the text to columns. Correct. So that will be very much useful to analyze the data, like how much pin codes are you serving, how much states are you serving, how much states do you sell your products in. So if you can, if we have address type of column, or maybe if you want to split up single column into multiple columns, we can use this option. Correct. Then flash fill. Okay, that's a very useful Let's say I have written January, February. So there is a pattern. These are month names. Select this and drag the, okay, come to the bottom, right bottom of the second cell, drag it like this. See, January, February, March, April, it is auto filling. So that is something, nothing but flash fill. Like if I write 1, 2, 3, if I select all of them, drag it 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. If I write 1, 3, 5, let's say. So these are all the odd numbers. Select them and drag it. So all other odd numbers 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. So this is nothing but flash fill, correct? Then we have remove duplicate options. We will explore it again after that. Data validation, we will again explore it in detail. So I'm not going to waste much of the time here. But review option, then view option. So yeah, so that was pretty much, I think, all the important functionalities in different tabs, right? So I hope that is you are able to get a good understanding till here, right? So this by this we are able to cover, if I tell you right here, we are able to cover two sessions. Excel basics, UI UX, understanding the tool, tabs, ribbons, exploration. We have covered pretty much inbuilt options. We have also covered conditional formatting. So currently we are moving into the session 3, correct? After this, before going to the formula, let us do some data cleaning, data preparation, handling duplicates, remove blank rows, and all other stuff. Correct? So let us quickly take this example only. Let me just copy this example right here. Okay. Now we are moving into some interesting stuff, guys. Stay focused. Be with me. I know this tutorial is going to be a bit longer. You can escape, or you can watch this into multiple parts, but I am trying to cover each and everything so that you can get maximum knowledge under one video. Correct? So let's say you have a whole full column of addresses, right? And you want to split the column based on house number separate, locality, then city, then state, then pin code. So what I can do, I can select the whole column and I will go to the data tab, text to columns. Now this option is asking delimited or fixed width. I will say delimited. My whatever I want to split, they are delimited. That is separated by comma, tabs, or any other field. Next. Now choose the delimiter. By which, what is the separation between the texts? So currently here it can be tabs, semicolon, it can be comma, it can be space, it can be others. Like let's say in a date 23/03/2025. So slash can be the delimiter if I want to fetch date, month, and year. So let's say in my case it is a comma. See, as soon as I click on comma, observe the difference below. When I click on comma, so see it is giving you the preview. 172 will be separate, Raghav VR will be separate, Noida will be separate, UP will be separate, and the pin code will be separate. Next, okay, finish. No, nothing happened. Let me check why. Text to columns, delimited with, next, comma, okay, comma is okay, next, and then finish. Okay, yeah, now it is happening, right? See, in this cell, initially it was written the whole address. Now it is separate. Like so, I can rename this column as house number. I can rename this column as locality. I can use this column as city. I can use this column as state and this column as pin code. So now I can. So let's say I have multiple pin codes. Just for example, to understand a use case. Might be wrong, might be correct, but just to give you a glimpse of that. Right? And now someone is asking, okay, Akshay, initially I had the address. Now my manager is asking, Akshay, tell me how many pin codes are we serving? So what I can do, I can very quickly select this column. So basically, I want to find the unique values in that column. Unique values, right? So what I can do, either I can do that using a function called unique. Unique. See, when I write UNIQ, it returns the unique values from a range or array. Okay, press tab. So this function is applied, and then it is asking for array. So this is the array, basically the selection, the range from which you want to fetch the unique values. So these are the unique values, and as soon as I click on it, select them, I can see the count 6 below, number of unique values, right? So I am serving on 6 pin codes. You can, again, we can use the formula of count as well. Count from here till here, 6 So basically it is giving me, I am currently serving at 6 pin codes. Total pin codes are 7, but 24807 is duplicated. Again, if I want to highlight the duplicate, I will go to Home tab, Conditional Formatting, Highlight Cell Rules, and Duplicate Values. See, so whatever the values were duplicated, it is highlighted. So there are multiple ways to do analysis. I can use unique function, then we can use count function. Another option. What is another option? I can select this. I can go to sort and filter. Probably I can sort smallest to largest, or else what I can do, I can put a filter right here. I'll show you something which we have not explored yet. I select this, put filter here. So see, in the pin code column we have a filter. Let me remove this column first. Row. Okay, go to filter, sort by color. See, now we export smallest to largest, largest to smallest. But another option is the sort by color. Okay, let me sort the data by color. Cell color or font color? Cell color. See, 248007 comes on the top. Initially it was like this. 124807 was at the last, one was at the top. But as soon as I filter the data, sorted the data according to the color, all the duplicate values will come together. That is again another way of to highlight duplicate values or remove them or whatever you want. Let's say I want to remove the duplicate values. I will copy this column and I will take it somewhere else so that our original values does not get disturbed. So let's say I want to delete the duplicate values from this column. Select this column, again go to the data tab, remove duplicates. See, remove duplicates. Column K, yes, column K, okay. 2 duplicate values found and removed, 7 unique values remains. Correct? And if you did not study properly, it might also include blank cells. So why is it giving 7? Although we have only 6 unique values, it was counting this as 6 and another blank as 7. Correct? So that is why it said 7 unique values, but yeah, actually we have 6 unique values. So this, just like a small use case, we have observed this. We had a total address column, okay. Then we split it into multiple columns. We saw how many unique pin codes. Similarly, take it as a quick exercise. Let's say you are serving in a state like UP, MP, correct, and you are serving on Maharashtra. Then again, MP. Quickly guys, just take it as a quick exercise and let me know when you are done in the comment section. Whenever tell me how many unique states are we serving. This is a very small data set. I can see it with my eyes, but by using the functions, unique values, duplicate values, do whatever you want to do, but tell me how many unique states are we serving, at least in this data set. Or if you want to do real hands-on, just do one thing. Take this data set and give me how many different departments are there in the company. How many different departments are there in the company, right? You may use highlight duplicates and remove duplicates, or you may use unique function, filtering, sorting, whatever you want to. I told you all the ways, right? So that was the first topic about splitting a column in the data tab. I hope that is okay till now, right? It is not getting too much complex. Let us quickly take an example again. Akshat Agrawal. Now tell me which delimiter should I use to separate first name and last name. Quickly guys, write down in the comment section if you are able to understand till here. What delimiter shall I use to separate first name and last name? Those who are not able to understand, let us see this example again. Text to columns. I will go to delimited. Next. And now first name and last name are not separated by a comma. They are separated by a space. See, as soon as I click on a space, see the observation below. It will be separated in 2 different columns. Akshat Agrawal. Next. Finish. Akshat Agrawal. Right guys? So this is space. Similarly, you can the delimiter could be comma, semicolon, slash, dash, space, tab, whatever can be. You have to observe it and choose the delimiter accordingly. Correct guys? So now tell me what is the delimiter right here. If I want to separate, get the day, month and year right here. How shall I do this? Quickly guys, tell me. Right? Take it as an exercise, take it as a quick short assignment and use text to columns functionality to split the column, right? So we have covered about text to columns, remove duplicates. We have seen all of those other options, right? Now let us quickly explore data validation option, right? What is data validation option is all about? Let me again take a quick example. Data validation, as the name suggests, guys, whenever you want to get some validation on the data, like whenever you want to restrict some values on the data, or maybe you want to create a drop down, you can use this option of data validation. See the definition? Pick from a list of rules to limit the type of data that can be entered in a cell. Example. Let's say I have a column in my, I'm doing some data entry, and let's say this is a column called contact number. Now, as far as I understand, a contact number is of 10 digits. So if someone enters 7 digits by mistake, right, it will accept. If someone enters more than 10 digits, it will again enter, accept. But that is not the use case. The problem is here, the data will again be very much dirty, very much messy. I want a clean data entry. I want actually to control it as much as possible in a correct manner. So what I can do is I can select this cell, and I can go to data validation option. Let's say a new cell. Basically, I'll show you the difference. Data validation, okay. And then in this data validation option, if you can see it clearly, the first option is about settings. Settings allows. What kind of values does it allow? Whole number, decimal, list, date, time, text length, or custom. So if you want to enter a date values in any column, you do not want to enter any other kind of values. Let's say by mistake, someone is entering the name in the date column. It should not allow. So you can choose date option. So that in that column or in that cell, only date type of values should be entered. Or if you want it from a list, maybe you want to create a drop down, then you can choose a list option. We will explore it. Let's say currently it is about text length. I want only 10 digits to be entered. So 10 text length, and the data, ignore blank. Okay, the text length minimum how much, 10, and maximum 10. Okay, now see, if I enter 4 5 values here and press enter, it is saying this value does not match the data validation restriction defined for this cell. Okay, if I try to enter more than 10 values, again it is giving an error. It will only take exactly 10 values. See, 10 digits, sorry. Correct? So that is about the rule of data validation. Now I can apply this whole rule into the whole column as well. Similarly, if I want to create a drop down, let's say there are 4 regions: east, west, north, and south. East, west, north, and south. Now I want to create a drop down for the user to select only a value only from this list. So what I can do is, if I select that cell, again go to data validation, and allow list. Now since it is a list, it is asking me to give the source. What list, what values? So let's say I go to here and I select this, and this, enter. So see, from cell F6 to F9, and they are fixed referencing. Basically, it will not be up and down or something. They are fixed referencing is used. Correct? Again, now you can also give an input message in the cell. Like what I'll tell you. Enter correct. Let's say I write it here. Enter correct value, and choose a messages. Choose a value from given list. That, and error alert also you can give. Let's say if the user tries to enter any wrong value, any error value, you can also give a message. Let's say wrong value. I want to say wrong value. You are entering wrong value. Okay. Now what happens? See, there is, whenever I go to come to this cell, there is a drop down, and as soon as I am active in this cell, it is giving me a message, input message, enter correct value, choose values from the given list. Okay, east, west, north, and south. Right? So this is the thing. West. If I try to enter something manually, it is giving an error message. It is not giving any random error message. What I exactly wanted. Wrong value is the title. You are entering wrong value. Retry. Here, in this case, we have not entered any error message or input message, so we are not getting any. If I enter the wrong value, it is directly giving an error. This value does not match the data validation restriction defined for this cell. Instead of this message, if I want a proper custom message, I can choose this option. See, you are entering wrong value. So that was the option. That was the option about input message and error alert. That is how your user will be able to understand, okay, I have to input values from the list. This is the error. So that is useful in many of the cases, right? So similarly, you can explore other options related to decimal values, date, time, and that take it as an assignment. Explore two or three more other options in this setting and tell me in the comment section that, okay, I have explored this and this option, so that I understand that you are following along with me, and I also get motivated enough when you guys interact in the comment section. We get to know that, okay, people are watching the tutorial, people are following along, and they're getting benefit from it, right? So please, if try to do this assignment, quick assignment, take out 2-3 minutes and post it in the comment section, right? Thank you. So that was all about data validation option. So I think these are all the more major important options under the data tab. Then we have a view tab. Okay, I'll just tell you one or two things here. Let's say, for example, I scroll down this. You see, when I scroll down, the first row, which is the title, is also going down. But I do not want that. I want to fix it. How do I fix it? I will select this row. I will come to freeze panes and freeze top row. See, now it is not moving. I can easily, okay, what is this? Okay, name. I can easily come to this and, okay, what is this? Performance score. Or else previously what was happening? It was getting scrolled down along with the column, along with the rows. Right? That was the problem. Similarly, if you want to freeze the columns, you can do that. If you want to freeze, let's say I want to freeze this column. So come freeze pane, freeze first column. If I scroll right, see, first column is fixed. So this helps in mapping. So let's say if I want to see, okay, last promotion date, which employee is this for? So I can very easily map 2633. Correct? Before doing this, if I select this, I can unfreeze it, unfreeze panes. Before doing this, if I scroll down, come here, 2024. Okay. Now I'm not able to identify which user. I will have to again scroll left. It will be creating a lot of confusion. So that is the case when we use freeze panes, rows, columns. If you want to fix something, so that is how it is useful. So yeah, pretty much basics are covered. I think let us go to the curriculum once again. We have understood about data cleaning, preparation, handling duplicates, removing blank rows, spaces, split data. Okay, let us study about blank rows, spaces, and split the data. Let me quickly tell you one thing, guys. Let us take an example. Akshar, Akshar, Akshar. No. Does this look same? By looking at it, I think it is looking similar. Akshar, Akshar, Akshar. If I go to the conditional formatting, highlight cell rules and duplicate, it must be highlighted. Light red fill. Okay, only two of them are highlighted. The third one is not highlighted. Why? If you are able to understand the reason, please post it in the comment section. Because if I double click on it, I can see very clearly that there are two spaces after Akshar in this first cell. Again, Fn F2, function F2. There are a few spaces after Akshar. Again, okay. And in this Akshar, there is no space. See? Double click on it. There is no space after this Akshar, T. Correct? So actually, they three are different values. This Akshar does not have space after T. Both of them have space after T. That is why this is not highlighted in the duplicate values. Now, let's say there are lots of these white spaces across the whole column. So how do I handle that? I will select this column, and I can use the function called trim. That is a very again handy option, trim. So when you when you write TRI, it gives you hint. Removes all spaces from a text string except for the single spaces between the words. Okay, trim tab, and I will select this column, select this cell basically, close the bracket, enter. So now this, if you double click on this, after Akshar or before Akshar, if there is any space, it is removed. I will drag this formula right here, and this is nothing but the formula is copied in the next two cells as well. Now all of these values are exactly same. Let me verify, highlight cell, highlight duplicate values, light red. Okay, see, now all of these three are highlighted. So this is what we have studied about, remove white spaces. Excuse me for spellings, guys. Right? Now tell me one thing very quickly, Akshat Agarwal. If I use the trim function right here is equal to trim in this function Akshat Agarwal, will the space between Akshat and Agarwal be removed or not? Put down your answer in the comment section, yes or no, and why. Actually, guys, it will not be removed because trim function does not remove the white spaces between words. It will either remove the leading or trailing white spaces, not between the words. Enter. It is exactly same. You can also compare it. You can also compare it equals to this equals to this. True. They both are exactly same. That is why comparison operator is giving the output as true. Right? If you see this and this is equal to this equals to this. Same. True. Correct? So that is how we are able to understand about removing white rows. Correct? Now let's assume, guys, this is a whole table, and let us understand how do we remove blank rows. Let's say this is a whole table and there are lots of data right here present in this, but in between we have lots of blank rows like this, probably after this also. Let's say we have some data here as well, right? So these are some blank rows. The whole row is blank actually. Now this will hamper my analysis. I want to remove this blank row, this blank row. Sorry, not this. This one is not blank. So row number 10, row number 4, no, not 4. Let's say row number 1. Yeah, these two. There can be as many as possible. Not a big issue. So either I can manually select all these rows by pressing Control and then right click and say delete. This will be done. But the smart option will be, because there can be too many now. There are like two more here. How much I will select manually? That is a manual option. Don't use that. Just do whatever I want. What I'm going to tell you. Focus it here. Focus on here. Control G. It will take you to the go to tab. In between, I'm taking some shortcuts, taking some inbuilt functions so that you can have hands on about all of them. Control G special. Go to the blanks. What it will do? Okay, it will select all the blank cells, blank columns, blank rows, and control minus. After control minus will delete all of these selection. Now what do you want to do? Let's say I want to remove the blank rows and then I want to shift the cells up. So shift cells up, okay, like this. See, all of these blank rows are deleted between the data. I'll show you with another example right here. Let's say control plus, sorry, insert a blank row first. I assume I insert a blank row here as well. I insert a blank row here as well, and another blank row right here. Yeah, let's say I have these two blanks here and this blank here and this blank here. Right, again control G special. I will go to the blanks. Okay, it will select all the blank rows. Right, control minus, it will delete. So shift cells up, because if the blank row is deleted, I want the next cell to shift up. Okay, now see, the blank rows are deleted and the data is shifted up. So that's how we can remove the blank rows and remove the blank white spaces basically, right? So according to the curriculum, we have covered two more topics in data cleaning. After that, splitting data is covered, spaces, blank rows, handling. Okay, so probably all the important functionalities in data cleaning are covered according to the curriculum. But let me take you through some other examples. For example, guys, let's say data cleaning. Under data cleaning, actually, there are lots of topics. Let me tell you, I have a whole document right here. So the lots of different steps comes under the part of data cleaning, right? Handling missing data, filling the missing data, removing duplicate, which you have seen, standardizing the data format, that is also important. Then splitting and merging the columns. We have seen how to split the column. Let me tell you how to merge the columns. Let us cover all of them one by one. So for example, guys, we splitted this column. Let us take it here. Okay, and I'll copy it once again right here. Okay, let me do one thing quickly. I will split this. How do I split this? Tell me. Data, text to columns. Tell me in the comments. I mean, next, sorry, no, actually text to columns delimited. Next, and the separation is comma. So I will remove the space and select the comma option, right? And then so see this happens, finish. Yeah. So now the data is splitted. But assume if someone wants me to contact join this again, to merge the columns, to merge all the things. That again comes under the text functions as well as data cleaning step. It can be done in the data cleaning because data cleaning absolutely means that I want to prepare my data in such a for analysis, for dashboarding, for further reporting, and so on. Right. So what I can do is I can use the concatenate function. Concatenate. Right. I will take this comma this comma this comma this comma this and close the bracket. Okay, see, we have merged multiple columns into one. We can use other column. I think join is also a column. Text join, yeah. Text join is again a function in Excel which concatenates a list or range of text using a delimiter. Right. So what I can do is text join is equal to what delimiter do you want in between? I want a comma. So I will go give a comma in double quotes, comma, ignore empty, okay, true, and then range, text one. So let me select this range and close the bracket like this. See, now in this the delimiter is the space, in this the delimiter is a comma. So concatenate function, textual function. There can be multiple more functions which I am not aware of right now, but yeah, this is how do we split the column and merge the columns. I hope you are able to understand this. Again, then what we skipped above is filling missing data. I will handle it later, don't worry. Then trim extra spaces is done, merging the column, trim extra spaces using the trim function, handling errors in data. We will see this in if function, data transformation, handling out. Yeah. So probably major data cleaning steps are already covered, right? So that's how we do a basic data cleaning. I hope you are able to understand it till here. After data cleaning, the next topic will be guys logical functions. Correct? Let us quickly see logical functions in Excel. Now for this, I will take this sheet, and I would definitely want to give credit to Satish sir. This sheet is I downloaded this sheet from his video. That is a very useful sheet. It will save lots of time for me to create a data set and then give all the analysis to you. So I'm giving full credit to him. I have learned a lot from him in Excel. So Satish sir, hats off to you to your efforts. Remove duplicates, data validation, blank rows, remove spaces, data cleaning, splitting the columns, incentive calculation. Yeah. So under logical functions, guys, right? So logical functions, let me take a notes, take you through some notes as well. Where is that? Logical functions. Excel, look up statistical, not here. Anyways, guys, I'm not able to find it right now, but anyways, okay. So in the logical functions, we have common logical functions like this, right? And function, or not, if error, multiple things, right? There are many more logical functions, but yeah, these are pretty much very useful. So what does and do? And what does and do is and returns true when both the arguments are true. Example, let's say there is a condition 6 is greater than 5. It is true. Equals to 6 is greater than 5. It is true. Again, another condition is, let's say 78 is less than 90. Again, it is true. So if I use and in between these two operators, logic 1 comma logic 2, it will return true. But if in case any of them is false, it will be false. Both of them are false, it will be false. Correct? So when both the conditions are true, both the logics are true, then and returns true. Example, it is raining outside, take an umbrella. Now it is raining outside, take an umbrella or wear raincoat. So in such a situation, either you can take an umbrella to get to save yourself from the rain, or you can wear the raincoat. Either of this. So in such cases we use or. But you have to study maths and programming to understand machine learning. And it is not or. You cannot learn either maths or programming to learn machine learning. You have to learn both of them. So that is the use case of AND operator. Correct? So that is about and or operator. Then not operator, not will always return the opposite of it. If it is true, it will return false. If it is false, it will return true. We will see some examples right above. If performs a logical test and returns one value, if the test is true, another value if the test is not true. See there, guys. Equals to, okay, always remember, whenever we use any function or any formula, we start writing it by equals to if. I will press tab. See the definition. Check whether a condition is met and returns one value if true, another value if false. So the first argument. So see, in this if function, there are three arguments. First is logical test. What do you want to test? Let's say I want to check 78 is greater than 67, comma. Second, value if true. So what do you want to return? What do you want to as an output if this logical test is true? So let's say I want to return hooray. But what do you want to return if it is false? I want to say false. Anything you want to. You can give any argument right here. Close the bracket, enter. So let us say hooray. Why? Because this logical test is true. Let's say if this is not true, false. So this is how just a basic application of if function. We will see more examples right here, guys. Don't worry. But yeah, I hope you are able to understand this. Similarly, we will see if and errors. If whenever we have to use if inside another if, multiple checks, then we will use ifs. And if error, okay, let us explore that as well. If error returns the value if error is if expression is an error and the value of the expression itself otherwise. So first it is asking for the value. Let's say I write a condition. Let's write false. Let's see what happens. Comma value of error. If in this cell there is any error, then what do you want to see? I want to see an error. It is returning false because currently in this cell there is no error. But okay, what is exactly error? Okay, I will show you it with an example when we use any function, when we use any formula. In that real scenario, if there is any error in the function, then it will return this argument. Whatever you have written after whenever the error occurs. Okay, let us see practical examples, guys, quickly. Incentive calculation. Okay, so in this particular sheet, we have used two functions, if and ifs. Let us see how. Okay, so we have the data, employee ID, the salesman name, the department name, the sales, the target status, completed or not, incentive to calculate the incentive, and using multiple ifs. Okay, let us see. First, we have to tell whether the employees have completed their target or not. So, what is the criteria? What is the condition? If the sales are greater than or equal to 50,000, if any employee has done a sales greater than or equal to 50,000, then I will say that the target is completed. If it is less than 50,000, incomplete. So whenever we have conditional situation, we use if statement. How do I do that? Let's write a function. Is equal to if tab. Then logical test. What is the logical test, guys? If this is greater than or equal to, let's say 50,000. Okay, let me show you something else. Let's say I have written 50,000 here. Here, right? So the function can be like this. If tab logical test, the sales is greater than equal to this. So I am not entering the value 50,000, but I am giving the reference of a cell in which 50,000 is stored. I'll tell you why I have done this. Logical test, comma, value is true. So let's say the target completed, double quotes close, comma. What if the value is false? Okay, target not completed. Close the bracket. See the formula again, guys, very carefully. If D3, that means the target sales value is greater than I3, that is 50,000. If this is true, Return target completed. If this is false, return target not completed. As simple as that. Enter. Target not completed because see 44,000 is not greater than 50,000. Then let's say we have lots of rows. So either what we can do, we can write manually formula for every cell, like if tab this greater than equal to this comma target. Either we can do it like manually like this comma target not. Don't focus on the spelling, guys, for now. Yeah. So either we can write manual formula for each and every row, or else we can do flash fill. I will come to the cell. I will come to the right bottom, drag this formula right here and here. Okay. Double click on it. You will see that very carefully, guys. Very carefully see. Please have focus. When I click on this cell, the cells D3 and I3 are highlighted. That's okay. Exactly, we want to compare this and this. But when I click on the next formula, it is comparing D4 with I4. So D4 is so correct, but I4 is not correct. I want to compare it I3 always. So that is the case of referencing, self-referencing. There are two topics. There are two things: absolute referencing, fixed referencing. So this, in this case, we have to use fixed referencing. See, I had to fix this I4, I3 actually. I cannot use I4 because when I drag the formula, everything else is correct. Cell references change I3, I4, I5. So in the next line, if you see, it is I5. In the next, it is I6. So it is going down. I do not want that. I want to fix it. I want to fix it with I3. How do I do that? I will write I3 and I will select this and press F4 or function F4. So, or you can manually write $sign in before the column name, before the cell row name. So now the column and the row are fixed. So whenever I drag the formula D4, E4, the first argument will change. This might change, but this will be fixed. This will be fixed. Okay, let me show you. Enter. Target not completed. Let me drag this and remove these because these are not needed. Yeah. Now double click on any formula. You will see this D6 is compared with I3. Very good. That is exactly what I wanted. Double click on this. 63,671 is compared with 50,000. Now this formula is correct. Right? I hope you are able to understand the difference between previously it was absolute referencing. Now this is fixed referencing. Fixed referencing means when I fix the reference to a cell. How do I fix that? Using dollar signature, $sign. Right? Now I3 is fixed. It will always use I3. Now let's say the target increased to 60,000. I can simply change the value in this cell and the value in this change accordingly. Now let's say it changes to 80,000. See the change in the value, guys. See, target not completed. The ones who are below 80,000. So now I do not have to change the formula again and again. I will only change the target value and the formula automatically will adjust because I have used fixed referencing. All the sales value will be compared with this cell, whatever is written in this cell. If I make it 1 lakh, oh sorry, 10,000. Everybody has completed the target, but 1 lakh, nobody has completed the target. So for the first cell, I think the formula is not copied properly. See, double click on it. Yeah. Oh, again I2. I have to fix it here. F4, enter. In the above also, I have to make it I3 and function F4, enter. Target, because 1 lakh, nobody has done 1 lakh, so target not completed for anybody. So let's make it 50,000 again. So now some have completed the target and some have not. So I hope you are able to understand about fixed referencing and absolute referencing, guys. Correct? So that is one use case of if statement. Similarly, take any data set quickly and write the formula yourself. That will really help you a lot. Second, now I have to calculate the incentive. Now what I have to do is I have to calculate the incentive. Now what is the condition for incentive? So somebody who has done sales greater than 75,000 will get an incentive of 20%. Those who have done sales greater than 50,000 will get 15%, and those who have done less than 50,000 will get only 10% incentive. So again, see guys, in this scenario, we have to use multiple ifs. Why? First if will compare the sale value with this values. Second if will compare the percentage. Okay, I'll tell you with an example. See the formula right here. If let me double click on the formula, you will get the highlights. If the sales amount, that is G2, is greater than 75,000. Here I am not giving any cell referencing, I am manually typing the values. You can also use cell referencing here as we did previously. So if the sales is greater than 75,000, then 20% incentive multiplied by D2, the total sales amount, comma, if multiple ifs, this is multiple ifs. If the sales amount is greater than 50,000, then comma, calculate the incentive as 15% multiplied by D2. But if this is not true, if it is false, then calculate the incentive directly 10% of D2, that is the sales amount. Understand this formula guys very well. Okay, let me do something for you. I will copy this formula, take it here. Expand this. Yeah, see this formula guys. If there is any confusion, tell me. What I'm doing is I'm comparing if, see this is nested if. This is a beautiful example of nested if. How nested if means if inside another if. Again, don't focus on the spelling. So what I'm doing is, so this is my first if. If the first condition is, logic is D2, the sales amount is greater than 75,000. So then the first argument is value is true. So if this is true, that means the sales amount is greater than 75,000, calculate the incentive as 20% of D2, the sales amount. But if it is false, then do this, whole of this. So value is true is 20% of D2, value is false is this whole. If this is false, if the sales amount is not greater than 75,000, then compare if it is greater than 50,000. Yes, if it is true, D2 is greater than 50,000, then calculate incentive as 15% of D2. But if it is not so, if the D2 is not greater than 50,000, then calculate the incentive as 10% of D2. Close the bracket properly and you will get the desired output. See the option. Right? That is it. Here I do not have to use any referencing because I am manually giving 75,000. But okay, let me take the formula again for you. If, see guys, follow along with me. If brackets, the first logical test will be sales. Okay, first let me write 75,000 here and 50,000. Okay, 50,000 is already written. Is equal to, if, please carefully, be very careful. If okay, yeah, tab. The first logical test is sales is greater than or equal to 75. I am referencing this cell. See, I2. See, I am referencing this cell, guys. If D2 is greater than I2, then value is true. So calculate the incentive as 20%. So comma 20% multiplied by the sales amount. Sales D2 again, comma. But what if this is false? What if D2 is not greater than, control backspace, I will print, come to the formula, yeah, right? So 20% of D2, comma, value is false. But what if D2 is not greater than I2? Then I will compare it with 50,000. So again D2 is greater than or equal to 50,000. Not 50,000, I will again reference this cell. Correct guys? I hope you are able to understand. Then, okay, no, but it should be inside another if. It should be inside another if. So, if the value is not greater than 75,000, I will take another if, checking if it by any chance that is greater than or equal to 50,000. Okay, perfect. Not I3, it will be, yeah, I3, okay, it's exactly I3, comma. Value is true. If the sales amount is greater than 50,000, then incentive will be 15%. So 15% of D2, the sales amount. But if it is not so, if the sales amount is not greater than 75,000, not greater than 50,000, then incentive will only be 10%. So 10% value is false. 10% of sales amount, that is D2, closing the bracket, inside the nested if, and closing the outer if. Enter. See, the output is exactly same. But if I drag this formula below, the outputs are different. This is right, this is wrong. Why? Again, cell referencing. Double click on it. See? Now it is comparing D3 with I3. I3 is 50,000. It should ideally compare with 75,000. That is I2. Right? So that is the thing. So what should I do? I should make it fixed referencing. Double click on it. I2 should be fixed because every time I want to compare D2, D3, D3, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6 with I2 only. So I2 should be fixed. Function F4. 20% of D2, okay, that's okay. If D2 is greater than I3, again I need to fix I3 also because second time I want to compare it with 50,000 only. So it should be fixed like this, then 15% and then 10%. Okay, I think that's okay now. Click and drag this formula. Are we getting the same values? Yes. See, compare column F and column G, H. Right, guys? So this is the benefit of fixed referencing, and this is a drawback if we do not use fixed referencing. So I'm telling the heading using fixed reference. Right, guys? So that is a beautiful example of fixed referencing using if statement, a nested if. So see, here we had multiple situations to compare, then we used multiple ifs. The similar result incentive can be calculated using ifs function, ifs formula, also multiple ifs. Multiple ifs. So it is to avoid nested if. See the formula right here. Double click. Ifs. IFS, multiple if, plural, ifs. So first logical test, D2 is greater than 75,000, then calculate 20% of D2. Second test starts here, value is true, 1. Sorry, this is the first test, D2 is greater than 75,000 and this is the value is true. Second test, if it is greater than equal to 50,000, value is true. Third test, D2 is greater than less than 50,000 and the third value, and so on and so forth. If we have multiple conditions, we can directly use if inside a line. Okay, let's quickly do one thing. Copy this formula and paste it below to understand better. Ifs. See guys. Oh, they are in different cells. Okay, they are in different cells. I will quickly merge the cells to see all of them into one. No. Okay, so again we can use quickly joins is equal to text join this to few arguments. Okay, delimiter also, no. So again concatenate function will be better. See this. Okay, now I will, if D2 is greater than 75,000 separated by a comma. Oh, it should be a comma. So see guys, concat function is not useful here. I hope you understand why. Because after 75,000 I do not have a comma. Right? So what I can do, I can only use text join function itself, and then the delimiter will be a comma because in each cell use a comma, and then ignore empty cells, comma, ignore empty cells, true, comma, the range is from here to here. Now it is clear, right? So see the function. If D2, so multiple ifs, D2 is greater than 75, what is true? 20%. If it is greater than equal to 50,000, 15%. If it is greater than less than 50,000, 10%. In fact, if we have more formula, so we can use that as well just by separating a comma. So that is the purpose of nested if and multiple ifs, right, guys? So I hope you are able to you are clear till here. Let me quickly give you some assignments, guys. Logical function exercise, right? So let's say we have student and the marks, correct? Please do this, take this exercise very seriously, and in case you have any doubts, you can put it in the comment section. We can discuss it here. So let's say we have student marks and we have to give them pass or fail, right? And the criteria is 35. The students who have scored equal to or greater than 35 will be considered pass. Below 35, they will be considered as fail. Correct? And then you also have to assign grade. So grade will be having multiple criteria. Like let's say 80 to 100. The marks, if marks are get 80 to 100, A plus. They are just random, don't focus. 70 to 80, A. And let's say 55 to 70, the grade is B. Then let's say, okay, below 55, it is C grade, right? So these are all the grades. So now tried using multiple ifs, basically ifs formula, or tried using nested if, and post your output in the comment section, post the formula in the comment section so that everybody and anybody can understand more better, right? So this is just a quick exercise to understand the logical functions in a much better way, right? I hope you are able to, you are clear till here, right guys? So I know if you're watching this for the first time, it might look different, difficult, or a bit complicated. But please do this exercise. Attempt this exercise. I can guarantee you will have better clarity. Better clarity. Right, guys? So there is nothing more which I can cover in the if logical functions. Right, guys? So yeah. Again, and or and not we have already seen. We will also see few examples in which we will use if and together. Example is equal to if, correct, and if there are multiple tests, and so this is my logical test. Let's say I want to say J4 is greater than 10. This is and, comma, logical 2 inside and A3 also, A3 also is greater than 5. So these are the two conditions of and. If this is true, then return hooray, else return bad. Just random. It is all of the things are random. It is bad. Why? Because there are no values. If condition is false, let me give 14 here and 15 here. So see, it is hooray because 14 is greater than 10. The conditions were J4 is greater than 10, 14 is greater than 10, K3 is greater than 5, 15 is greater than 5. So if this condition is true, it is hooray, otherwise false, right? So this is how we apply if and together. Similarly, you could use or, 6, you could use not, so many things, right? So that is all about logical functions, guys. I hope you are able to understand till here. Like, take a short break, do some practice, and we will move forward, right? With data, we have already understood data validation. Wow, we have already covered section 6. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.